This is a podcast
brought to you by the Film Network. And remember, everything great begins by the water. Enjoy.
All right, we back by the boom. All right, we back by the Water Podcast, hosted by Lauren True. Today's guest, one of my close friends, back from the OOO, Antoine.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, serve him name. This is my Frenchman, my anonymous French friend. You know what I'm saying? Let these niggas know.
I am Antoine François Jean-Pierre Brunel. I am a Frenchman, Americanized Frenchman.
Right. What's your occupation, Playboy?
I'm a photographer.
Right. That's what my dogs do. That's how we linked up. Just in general with FL shit. Like, if you guys look into any FL shit on YouTube or the internet, a lot of his photos are
Was it that, or was it my drawings that first?
It was drawings. Yeah, it was definitely drawings initially.
Yeah.
Illustrations initially.
Wait, I've not done those in a minute.
Right. But need more of those. So yeah, so now my dog done been out here for, let me set a timer. My dog done been out here for about a year.
At the end of this month, it's a year.
And I've been out here about a year, 7 months. Out here living out in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, you came in March, like peak pandemic.
Oh yeah. As soon as they announced that motherfucking, bro, I had a management job and everything. Just before I even caught my first management check, that's when they were like, damn, even the managers gotta go home. I was like, fuck. It was only just the managers here. So that was like, it was like the takeout order. Remember when they were just doing takeouts from places? It was like, yeah, literally me, my two chefs, and maybe one front of the house, like the front of the house general manager. We'll be on in the store for like 6 to 8 hours, you know. And then pandemic hit like hard, and they were like, yeah, we're just shutting down everything. So, this when I was working at Santiago. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even go to Santiago. That's what I'm saying. Niggas don't really understand. Like my chef game in the O is very solid. Like I've got some. You know what I'm saying. I've only 24. I worked at 3 spots, and it's like Seasons 52 when I was 18. Rusty in Ocoy, which is a scratch kitchen that taught me everything, and then Santiago's Bodega, and it's like all them bitches are fire. And then Rusty, they got Stubborn Mule, and Stubborn Mule got a mean ass brunch, and then I forgot the restaurant they have across from it, but it's it's in the downtown like Lake Eola area. But Stubborn Mule got a fire ass brunch, so free shout out.
Stubborn Mule, I like that.
Stubborn Mule, yeah.
That reminds me, like, you ever heard of the Ravenous Pig out there?
Nope.
Oh, you haven't? No. That's all southern kind of cooking. Done the white man's way, of course, but you know, it's still pretty fucking good.
Right, it ain't right if it ain't a little crack in it.
Yeah. All right.
But so how you liking it out here, bro?
It's dirty. It's polluted with plastic, and I mean the people. But there's some hidden gems here. And you know, bit by bit, just like an archaeologist, you kind of just pick away and find those hidden gems. And this is a pretty big city. A lot of potential, a lot of diversity. But it's just not. It's not what I expected at first coming here. That's why it's like I feel like a lot of people think it's more glamorous than it actually is out here.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask what. Because there was a female acquaintance of mine who's pretty, who's getting very established in like the music industry, like signed to a label, stuff like that. And she told me, like, when she was explaining to me her hardships about Hollywood, it was like she thought people were real. Like she's like, why when when we go to these celebrity parties and there's celebrities that I know and I've worked with before, we say let's link up, let's do this, let's do that, and then it never comes through. Then the only time she sees him is at the next party, and then stuff that be falling through. Mind you, she signed just as well. She has the budgets and shit like that, but she thought people were a lot more authentic, and I'm like, when I was a young child, my nigga, I was on YouTube looking up what the fuck is going on in Hollywood, and that's the first thing I learned is that it's all fake. It's Hollywood. It's a dream. It's all a dream.
Yeah, literally.
And if you buy the dream, you're the fool that ends up in the tent. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it was just hard for me to relate to her, cause she's been out here for a while. Like she's been out here for a couple years, like 4 years. So, and she's been signed all 4 years. So I'm just like, damn, like, how does one, come make such a huge leap? Because she's from up north. So it's like, how does one make such a huge leap and not like study the game? Because that's what I did. I studied hip hop. I was studying hip hop before anything. And then once I fell in love with cinema, I started studying that. But all of that led to Hollywood at some point. So I studied Hollywood, and then you listen to interviews and just different people's encounters, and you just put them all together. You sift through the obvious fuck shit, but you can overall put together, yeah, motherfuckers out here don't give a shit about you unless you can make them double or triple their investment.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Which is time.
What do you have to bring to the table for me? Oh, nothing? All right. Step aside. On to the next person.
And that's the thing, is so like, people who are born here have such a head start. It's like, if they don't, like the dude was talking about earlier, don't want to say his name, but it's like, he's born here, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he's born here and this is really all he saw, like, is California. Mm-hmm. But he's very comfortable with that. And it's like, dude, there's so much more to the world than just California. Yeah, California's pretty fire, it's pretty gnarly, but there's so much more to the world, and the money is so good. It's like, why, like, you move somewhere else, it's gonna be cheaper, but it's so easy to make a lot of money out here. Why you gonna move somewhere else? Like, it's so easy to make $5,000 5 different ways. So it's like, why am I gonna move somewhere else when somewhere else I'm gonna move to, they're gonna want a product from where I'm from,
Yeah, this is basically the hub.
Yeah.
Especially for just a lot of things.
Right, counterfeit, anything.
Yeah.
Marijuana, drugs, like, it's like California is it.
That in New York, I feel like, without the weed, but entertainment-wise, all that shit.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is definitely the hub. Yeah, so I kind of knew exactly what I was getting into when I moved out here. I was like, I'm not looking for a favor from anyone. Like, I came with, shit to offer, like, all this, my shit, this is what I got to offer. This is why people want to shoot with me, because I'm like, well, shit, I got more to offer than you have to offer me, And I knew that that's how niggas was going to have to come when they came out here, because we were already coming back and forth doing the video stuff, and it's like, well, shit, it's going to get to a point to where they're going to want to abuse us because we don't have that much to offer, and that's how you get sold short. And niggas are way past that point, and I feel like I'm way past that point in my career since I've been doing this since I was fucking 16. So I'm like, I'm 24 now, I'm past getting sold short. I know the value, know the value of what I got to offer, what I'm doing, and I up my value. So it's like, I know my stock price.
I'm still yet to find my stock price.
Right, but it's all fine to get out here, find your niche out here in LA, Yeah. Easy way is to just, start just literally just shooting people. Yeah, that's all I think of as far as, because like, I'm not a photographer, but with the cameras I have, it's not very hard for me to take a good picture. But just deep as you are with the craft, definitely money to be made out here with that, bro. And you know that.
Yeah, I know that. There's
right.
other things that come in the way at the moment.
Right.
We'll get that rectified here soon.
Yeah, that's
Taken care of.
Right, get taken care of, and have a lot more. Antoine, I don't want to fuck up your name. For some reason, I always
just
fuck
say
up the
Toine,
last.
because everyone calls me Toine, and you call me Toine since we've met.
I know, but it's just like
We don't have to
the
keep
whole
it that
name.
formal.
I know we don't have to keep it that formal, but it's like you have a dope last name.
I fucking love my family.
That's what I'm saying. You have
my
it, so
name.
it's like if in any chance I have to say your last name, I would, but it's just like until I know I can. It's kind of like
Brand
Vishesh. Like I
and
love his name, but I fuck it up and call him Vashish.
Vashish? You know that's
Sometimes.
my contact name for him?
Right,
I've
I
been
call
calling
him
him
Vash-
Vashish for the
Right, I fuck around, call his ass Vashish sometimes,
That
and I'm
shit's
like,
hilarious.
right, but it's Vishesh, but I'm like, the name is so hard, but like I said, I fuck it up. But that's besides the point. That's neither here nor there. So yeah, you missing home, bro? You missing Florida? You missing the water? That's why we By the Water podcast. It's kind of my. Hopefully, this shit gets big enough. I want it to be like on a set where it's like we're on a beach and then there's like water behind us and shit. And then I have already, when you watch this shit, it already has the sounds of the beach and the water. But actually on some shit, like, pull up in your sandals and your little short shorts and everybody in that bitch popping Coronas and motherfuckers. We by the water. But
Feet
we're
in
not.
the water while we're talking.
Right,
Podcasts.
exactly. Different buckets though. Different buckets. Niggas be having black toenails and shit. So.
Oh yeah, I mean that goes with what we were talking about, before. It's like if you're not scrubbing down every inch of your body, what are you doing?
What are you really cleaning?
Yeah, what are you really cleaning?
Right.
Gravity's not going to take care of your legs. You gotta clean.
Right. It's
those
like, so you
bitches.
mean to tell me the faucet, water, and gravity is all it takes to get bacteria off your body?
Just push that soap down. Just let the soap just
But-
drag down your legs.
but when we
That'll
wash
clean you
our-
for sure.
But when we wash our hands, though, we rub our hands together.
Yeah.
Right. So
Oh,
it's
I
just
thought I
like-
just put the soap on my hands and just went like this, and it just kind of slithered down my.
But that's the
hands.
same thought process motherfuckers who not washing their legs thinking, I guess. It's like, man, wash your legs, white people. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about white people not washing their goddamn legs, and it's a motherfucking atrocity. It's like, what why do you think that there's abrasive towels, scrubbers? Why do you think so much soap comes in the bottle? Like,
Because they want you to reach your ass and your legs. That's why.
Right. It's like,
basically
God
why.
damn. It's like, is it that hard? You're already in there. See, that's my thing. It's like,
Yeah, you're already
if I'm
through
in
this
this,
whole
if I'm
process.
already butt ass naked,
You're dedicated to the craft at this point.
Right.
Like you've submerged yourself.
dick
into
out,
that.
towel hanging over there, drawers on the toilet, sitting there waiting for me, I might as well get it in.
But I can't bend down
Oh.
that far. I think I'm just gonna let
You know
it
how
go
many
from
people
there.
can't? I just watched the Paralympics recently, man. You know how
Oh
many
my
people
God.
wish they could bend down and watch.
I wish I could. That one guy who probably saw those tweets and went, you know what? I wish I could wash my legs, but I don't have any legs, and that fucking sucks. So, I mean,
Wash your legs.
my mom. Yeah. So wash your fucking legs. Like,
Wash your legs,
seriously.
wash your feet. Honestly,
Wash
I'm
your
not even
feet.
gonna lie.
Scrub between your
I'm-
nails and shit.
Right, get behind your ears. That's something that
Oh my God,
that's something
yeah.
that I still, and I noticed out here, where everybody here being from Florida, we got Marco over there. You know what I'm saying, hanging out for, y'all can't see him, but yeah, fucking where everybody being from Florida. Do you guys notice that your ears get dirtier quicker out here?
Yeah, it's dusty. It's
Yeah.
dusty.
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay. I mean, y'all say yeah, like that's fucking obvious.
No,
nigga,
no,
but
no,
I'm
but
just
it's
like,
just- I'm
with
saying,
the
nigga,
humidity,
I'm
like-
I'm sitting here wondering why are my ears getting so dirty so quickly when back home, I'm just like, okay, I gotta clean my ears every few days,
Bro, we're in the city.
not
bro. The
every
pollution out here.
day.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this shit's. I'm like, that's how I know. I'm like, niggas living in pollution. That's why I'm like, I'm running this check up here
Bro,
and getting my ass to the
Get
hills.
the fuck out of here.
Getting
I
to the
remember
hills.
blowing my
I'm
nose
going
the first
yonder
time out
way.
here.
Me's goes up top.
He's going his back.
Mm-hmm.
Back east.
All right, then you go catch my ass down here with the goddamn naysayers and shit like that, breathing in goddamn Ford F-150 exhaust.
Bro, if you coming from San Fran, you can see the pollution. That shit's creepy.
Really?
You can drive and see pollution in the air.
You see where
Bro,
so-
we
see
go
where
for
you
hikes.
can't
We
tell.
go for a hike on fucking Griffith Observatory.
yeah, but it's
and
kinda-
you see pollution.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. You mean to tell me I came up here for my health and I'm only healthy up here? Now I'm about to go back down into the bullshit?
That's why the rich live in the hills.
Makes a lot of sense, man. Because I wonder why. Because it's so inconvenient. Like,
Bro, man.
like I said, well, one of my female acquaintances. So one of my female acquaintances, she lived in the hills, very high in the hills, and she told me sometimes like Ubers and shit wouldn't even come up, like they have to come down the hill type shit because it'd be like so tight and like swervy, and she said it takes like 20 minutes to get down the hill, just down the hill. I'm like, so it takes you 20 minutes before you can get down the hill, not even to a store, to a bank, like.
Yeah,
So it's
there's
like for you to
nothing.
live in that area, you gotta afford to not live close to shit, and that's just a different tax bracket.
When you
know
make a
what I'm saying?
grocery run, you make a
run,
2-week long grocery run.
right? Or you
At
getting
the-
your shit,
at the max.
or right, or you getting your shit delivered.
Which is probably also a bitch, and they probably also don't want to go up those hills.
Yeah, exactly. But they'll deliver them motherfuckers.
Imagine the Uber.
It's only fire at night in a party.
Right.
But like, if you live in there, you're like, shit.
I mean, you've been. to
I'm stuck
Mulholland.
here. You're like, I'm stuck unless I want to go drive all the way downhill, and then you got to take a highway to get to the city, like into the city after you pass like Hollywood Hills and all that shit. You start to get towards the valley and all those houses up there. If you live up there, you still got to take a highway to get to Hollywood. So I don't know, but I'm still broke, so I could just be coming from a broke. This just could be from a broke nigga perspective. I might think different once.
Yeah, we're not in that.
Once I'm
tax bracket.
king of the castle.
King of the castle.
All right, once I'm top of the hill, looking down like, goddamn.
King of the hill.
All right, king of the hill.
Sit
Damn,
out
man.
there with your beer.
Right.
Oh boy.
Damn it, Bobby. Bobby. Damn it, Bobby. Ladybird. Hey, not Ladybird. No, but so yeah, I told you recently I did stand up. It went pretty bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was about me and not you.
No, I mean,
I'm
it was
kidding.
a
I'm just
conversation. Oh, I was about to say, it's like, motherfucker, you ain't promote shit right now, so we're just talking.
Yeah, I have nothing to promote.
Like-
besides,
That's why I'm like,
a
nigga, so we
dream.
just having conversations, right?
No, of course.
I'm
I'm
so
just
yeah.
trying to bust your balls, pal. You
Oh, well, that's it. I got big nuts, buddy.
know.
These are not,
Aren't I in
these
for
are
a
not
treat?
your average cashews, baby. Nah, man, but right, what I'm sipping on right now, that's definitely got the conversation all over the place. This is dude.
I saw a little song.
You saw me do a little earlier.
I don't want to say anything.
You ain't got to, because they ain't sponsoring.
I don't want to
They
say.
ain't sponsoring us. So until they get that until we get that sponsorship, we drinking that
Are
out
they
the
even
jar.
allowed to sponsor?
Yeah, because fucking Drink Champs, they sponsored.
Really?
Yeah.
They gotta be sponsored, bro.
Yeah, drinks. Yeah.
Reviews to be given people.
Because the thing is, you can get, if you don't want the YouTube check, you can get the sponsor check.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's a lot more.
And the sponsor check is just like, you know, nigga, we got a whole business booming this shit. Yeah, YouTube cool, but YouTube got all them rules. You don't, nigga. We got it for you. A1 straight drop. Meet me by the tracks.
You get both checks.
Yeah, I mean, you
get
can.
both.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get
obviously,
both.
but
No,
YouTube
but
is so strict
YouTube
now.
is like strict with like the alcohol and like weed smoking and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
that's why if you do have a alcohol or you're smoking weed in your videos, they get demonetized. Even if you talk about gun, like certain like gun stuff, like guns and shit like that, those channels get demonetized unless for educational purposes. But obviously, Drink Champs is for entertainment, not educational purposes. But their theme is drinking, so they get their sponsors via the drinks, and then YouTube just demonetize their videos. But they still, you know, they still make their money the other way. Like YouTube is just a platform.
I think you can monetize off alcohol.
I don't.
Weed, no, but alcohol.
No alcohol.
weed for sure not. Alcohol though.
Alcohol, bro, you can't. Bro, YouTube's tightened up. I mean, I am speaking without me ever looking at the terms and conditions of any of this. But I promise you that alcohol in like actual bottles. Because look at how many music videos have we seen, and then they had like a bottle of Bel Air and it's blurred out. You know what I'm saying? Or just like just certain beverages that have labels on them, but they blur out the labels.
Pay attention to it that close.
Well,
Nah,
they
it's
do
like
that.
But I was. Yeah,
I mean, we can look it up after.
It's like that. It's like
Yeah,
I
we
get what
can-
you're
yeah.
saying. It's like that.
We can lament about
Right.
this.
I'm like, I'm completely, probably wrong, but
Speaking
you know,
of which, can I demonetize your video real quick?
go ahead, do your thing, but
Just a
I'm saying you
little
got about to say you kill the rest.
demonetization.
Kill the rest of what's in there. I'm saying I'm poor right now, boys. Like I might look good. Hey, kids, this is all a facade. I might look good now.
You
I'm
have
a
to
poor
fake it
man.
until you make it.
Oh no, it's all real though.
Oh, well,
But it's
It's the passion. the
right.
dream.
None of that made sense, but we gonna keep that shit rolling.
what's going on YouTube? It's your
Right,
boy,
back
Custom
tapped
Bro
in.
420.
Right, I was just waiting till you finish. So
I wasn't
first
gonna
up
finish
is-
the whole thing. I just
I mean, it's bad. It's damn near catched anyway, nigga. Say something to people. Talk to them.
I really don't. This is my first time really doing this podcast shit. Besides that little kind of like practice run we did before. So you know me, I'm not really a talker like that. I'm an introvert, so I really just kind of.
Right. So let's talk about introversy, if that's a word. I just made it up, so it is a word. How do you feel about that? What that makes you feel like? Does it make your life tough, hard to connect with people, open up?
That's even worse, because now I have to talk about personal shit. But yeah, no, I'm kidding.
I mean,
It's not.
if you care for someone who
It's-
also relates to these problems,
Mm,
to find someone to relate to, then speak on it. But if you don't want to speak on it,
the
then
thing
you
is,
don't
it's
have
like it's only a crutch if you let it become a crutch.
to. And do you feel like that you let it become a crutch?
Yes and no. It's like a kind of like an on and off switch of like you can choose when you want to just like kind of, and then actual occasions where you actually have to, you have no fucking choice but to like put yourself out there and like really open up and be social and all that shit. Yeah, I could, if I have a drink or two in me, yeah, I could easily open that up. I think that's for anyone anyways.
Right. So
But-
that's what I'm saying. What's the on and off switch of the introverts thing? Like, what do you mean on and off switch? Like, you can turn on when you want to be. So that sounds like a choice. So
Yes, and I don't know. I just know that most of the time I just want to be home, just chilling,
okay.
doing my own thing. Don't want to see anyone.
So you just don't like. So
Literally
you just don't want to.
antisocial
I was
as
just
fuck.
about to say. So you just antisocial.
I'm
don't
like
to
a
be around
hermit.
people
Like I just
Right.
want to be. Yeah.
in your own space.
Mhm.
So how, at the age that we're at now, can you know like grow and expand? Because right now, at the age we're at like, if we were still chasing a larger degree, we would be in college still, or just graduating college. The whole point of that is making connections and things.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So right now, in that point of our life, we should be, you know, making those connections and bumping those shoulders, especially since we didn't go to college. And
Yeah, I feel like
we're
you're
out here
not-
in LA, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like I feel like you definitely hinder yourself by not putting yourself out there more, because like you're gonna have a lot more. There's gonna be way more no's than yeses, of course, that you know, but it's just like that's training. Denial is training. I'm confident with like what I do because I've done it bad so many times. I've been told no so many times. I've been curved so many times. It's like, okay, I know how to take the failure, but I know to move forward and expand in life, gonna have to talk, speak, approach some people. Like bro, compared to, you know what I'm saying, some of my friends, like Nelson, that nigga go up talk to anybody, very easy. Same thing with Metal Mouth. Very like when
Don't
they're
care.
out,
They're just
when they're out, they talk to anybody, relate to anybody about anything. Like they are very, you know, social people. Me and Blue, on the other hand, we're like, I've been told I'm not approachable. Like I'm not very approachable.
I've been told that as
otherwise.
well.
Right. See, but that might be because you have the resting bitch face
Yeah.
thing going on. But
not
people
the
tell me
best.
I'm not approachable just because of like my sheer size, and I have my hair out, and then like
Bit
like without
intimidating.
chain, yeah, intimidating shit. And I'm just like, well, we actually have very good conversations. Probably make some money if motherfucker just open their mouth, but that's why I feel that I'm an introvert in social settings, because I already know unless it's a motherfucker who looks similar to me, they won't approach me.
You're aware of how people would see you
Right.
before it even.
Exactly. I've been told that so many years. I get it now. So that's how I know how to approach people. Because sometimes I scare motherfuckers. Imagine me just being at the bar, and I'm like, oh, I see a camera right now. I just come up, I just tap you on the shoulder. I'm just like, yo, what's good? Not you particularly, but somebody who's not around a lot of black people or anything. See me, with the hair out, the chain, when I had the grill and all that shit. I could be kind of frightening at first, and they don't know what I'm on. This guy could be this guy could be that because he looks like that. But in your case, I feel like it's just more so of how you don't want to be in that social setting, so you have that resting bitch face, and then that makes people not want to approach you.
Yeah, that is very
It's
true.
kind of like go into
I'm
the
also-
situation.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm also I'm a textbook overthinker, so like I can talk myself out of anything if I want
Oh,
to.
I know you told me some stories, boy. I was like, why did you say that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an interesting case.
Okay.
I almost want to get a therapist.
You should. I had therapists. That nigga gave up on me. I missed one call from his ass. That nigga gave up. Nigga stopped calling my ass. I gotta link back up with him though. I might link back up with him. I don't know. It depends.
Get out of the right therapist, bro. That shit be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
opposite,
cool,
bro.
but
Right
it was
person.
on the phone too though. And
It'd
I'm
be
like,
cool, like if you could flip through a
And-
catalog or something.
you
Be
can
like,
if you buy your therapist, but if you don't buy your therapist and you get like, Medi-Cal or some shit like that, they just kind of send you, they're like, okay, here's your healthcare provider. If you need mental health care, these are those providers, and then here's your choices to pick from at these places. And then this is your guy. And he's gonna call you. Well, it's like, well, damn, there wasn't really too many choices. But
yeah,
it is.
start
The more you pay for what you get, kind of.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Because people only care about people so much, no matter what the profession is. That's how I see it. But yeah, it's always a good thing to talk about mental health amongst friends and shit like that, especially with the generation that we're living in, day and age we're living in. Like, don't be afraid to talk about that shit.
Yeah, my mom used to joke around. Well, not joke around, but she just like have some conversations with me and be like, what do you and your friends even like talk about, like tits and cars and movies and whatnot?" And I'm like, "Mom, you'd actually be very surprised at what my friends and I talk about, because I hate wasting certain conversations on. I love the conversations that are just like really deep into, and like that's when you really like learn about someone, connect with someone, not just off like besides, oh, you guys like the same movie? Yeah, that's cool. You like the same book? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like we've all been through shit that also like kind of like brings us together, even if we don't think so.
Yeah.
If you put it that way.
Yeah. I feel
Mentally, physically, whatever it may be.
Definitely makes us relatable to each other.
Yeah, exactly. Even if we don't see eye to eye on like certain like things, there's always that one like we're human at the end of the day. So like
Right,
that's
we all
the
bleed
first
the
place
same
we
blood.
should. Yeah, exactly.
We all bleed the same blood, brother.
A lot of people just want to enjoy their time.
Yeah.
And if you
Goddamn, brother.
know how to present that, you just don't want to be that motherfucker like, oh, like damn, it's a bad vibe like we're around him.
Yeah.
I fuck with him, but like, bro, he's lost. Like, bro, he's
Yeah, you don't want to be a lost soul.
yeah, you just don't want to be lost, bro. You want to enjoy your time around people.
I take it.
Yeah.
Women-
That's all it is. I overthink too. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people go from overthinking to, bro, you're straight.
Tripping.
You straight tripping, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
People not fucking with you.
Right, because you
the
tripping
way-
so hard.
Yeah, you just in your head, bro.
And it is not that serious.
Yeah, it's like, bro, everybody goes through this type of shit, and then continue type shit. Like, you just gotta keep going. I don't know. That was just my sound.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Mental
Because
health
I
is
agree.
important.
Yeah. I said it way better than you. I'm high as shit right now, so.
Damn, I had something on my mind. I want to get off my mind.
What made you a loner? Buffalo.
What made me a what?
A loner. What made you a loner?
Like, just like.
I was always like that, kept to myself. Like when I was in school, like I think it was literally only till senior year of high school that when I met Austin, and because I have a good childhood friend of mine, Lance, and he introduced me to Austin, and then I always saw Austin and his group of friends as like, I was like, who the fuck are these like delinquents? Because I was always hanging out with like the little friends that I had were just nerds that I've known from fucking elementary school. Like, we were just, not really.
No,
but
we
were like just geeks. So like that's it.
Sound like losers to me.
And
no,
so,
I'm just playing.
And then, yes, bro, you're such a prick. I swear to God.
It was people like you, I swear.
But fucking yeah, I met him, and then I just started hanging out with them more, and then that's when I also started smoking weed. But that was because of Lance, not because of Austin. I just happened to like. It's crazy to me how much weed brings people together, because ever since I started smoking weed, ever since I started smoking weed, I swear to God, I have met more people. What do we have in common and shit? And it's like weed, of all things. And then you realize, yeah, we're not so different, you and I.
Right.
And then yeah. Like that's
right.
crazy.
That's the thing about the weed shit. The weed shit is always a common denominator.
Yeah, but that definitely made me more social too, and way more open. I mean, even before like early high school, I was in the service industry. Like that was my job, besides school, and I just served and wait people. So that helped a lot too with having to talk to people. But I had no choice but to talk to these people because, like, bro, I'm not gonna make any money if I'm not, serving people, waiting tables and shit like that.
You got siblings?
No, I'm an only child,
That
which
makes
also
sense.
doesn't fucking help either.
I was about to say you
Yeah.
never had that person to.
Yeah, you never had.
Yeah, I talk to myself a lot.
You never
And
had aggravating. Like you never had that like.
No.
Yeah,
I hate this
yeah.
nigga.
Yeah, like
Never.
fought a nigga. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, me and my brother used to fight. Yeah, like it got to the point where my mom was like, y'all need to stop doing that. Cause my brother, he's a docile person, very docile person, and I'm me. So it's like you can imagine, like we're polar opposites. Like he's actually a little taller than me, 3 years younger, and light skinned. And it was just kind of like I was outside, he was inside playing like Minecraft and shit. I was outside on the block, So I used to get mad. It was just like, nigga, you about to wear this ass whooping. Like, it was like, you about to wear this ass whooping, nigga. And but it was like, he fought back, of course, but it just was like, it was like getting to the point where I was just getting so much bigger than him at the time, and he's skinnier. So, and I was playing sports. He never played sports. I was the sports kid, So after a while, it was just like, all right, I could seriously like hurt this dude. So, we learn to communicate better.
Yeah. I kind of wish I had that though. I can only imagine how that would have molded me of having an older brother or a younger brother, or even one at the same age.
It definitely develops you as a person.
You see who you are to somebody else.
Yeah, that.
You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? When you a jit, you don't really notice that type of shit.
Yeah.
Like in reality, you're mirroring your siblings. You know what I'm saying? Like your siblings are mirroring you. You're mirroring like that shit helps awareness growing up. I feel like.
Yeah, I wish I had a brother
Yeah.
or a sister. So then later on, I could have just made friends.
Right, exactly. That's
Just
how.
like that
That's what
fucking
a lot of
movie
dudes
scenario.
do say about their sisters is that they get pussy because of their sister's friends.
But then having a brother would have been so much better for me personally. Being the nerd I am,
Mm-hmm.
I would have just loved to have a fucking second me. That would be fucking terrible.
I used to wish I
But
was
awesome.
Shit, bro, me too. Like, cause it was just so different. It was just mad different.
Yeah, but how do you think you guys would have turned out
Because-
as only child? Like this?
Nah, cause it's like I just have cause I grew up with just me and my mom. So then if my brother wasn't there, just with me and her, and I seen, like how niggas who came up with just them and their mom and no siblings, they don't turn out the best, you know, because they don't. It's like my brother, like I couldn't act a certain way around him because he didn't know that I was that type of person. You feel me? Like I had to keep an image for him, you know, and those kind of things are definitely things where I'm like, you know, I don't, because I used to hear how other people talk about their younger siblings, and they were like, oh no, my brother don't know nothing about that, or like I don't smoke around my brother, shit like that. But ever since I started smoking, he knew. That was the one thing where I was gonna be like, look, my nigga, this is what it is. I tried passing him the blunt, never accepted it. And I told him I would be pissed the fuck off, and the next time we ever fight, if we do fight again, is if I found out that you smoked your first anything without me. Because every time I passed it to him, you know, I'm like, okay, cool. But I just be smoking on the back porch. We just be talking and shit, you know. And it's like, because I was trying to introduce him to marijuana so he didn't think it was on some like crazy shit, you know.
At least if he doesn't smoke it, he knows that it's not like.
Yeah, like he literally seen me, like knows the deal with it. Like, so I'm like, okay, so nigga, I showed him, you know, drugs in general. If I had drugs around, I showed him what real drugs were, and I'm like, okay, but like if you gonna step out into this world and do your thing, because I didn't know what he was gonna turn into, you know. I didn't know, like he's 20, he's 21 now, so it's like I didn't know what he was gonna turn into. So I'm like, shit, if you do start hanging out and shit, this is what this is, and this is what it really looks like. This is what it's not supposed to be. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Live your life. That's kind of how I told him, but I never wanted him to like pressure him to, you know, follow my footsteps or do anything. But ironically, he's working on a script right now with his friends back home. He said he's trying to be like Left Field. That's crazy. He told me, he was like, I'm working on some Left Field FL type stuff, you know. So I tried to get him to come out here. I was like, damn, that's dope. And I'm waiting for him to realize that he needs to come out here to
really
execute it.
At least now while it's fresh.
Right,
too, like,
but I'm letting him, you know, be him.
Yeah.
Of course, people come out here.
Yeah, I'm letting him be him. But I'm like, when you ready?
Figure it out.
I'm like, but when you ready, nigga, you already know where it's at. As soon as y'all ready to start shooting, let's go. You feel me? I already got the shit. But yeah,
having to set an example when you like a sibling, that's something is like different too. You know what I'm saying? Like being an only child, you ain't gotta set no example for anybody. I am who I am. If I fuck up, my mom gonna fuck me up. Like when you set an example, it's like, damn, I can't do that. 'Cause if I do that,
right, because he goes right. That's why when I was getting jammed, like you feel me, like that's one thing. Like yeah, like when I got jammed up, it was later in life. Like you know, I was in high school and shit already. So my brother, because my brother's very smart too. So when I got jammed up and shit, he was already smart enough not to. Like he wasn't even smoking weed. Like still not smoking weed to my knowledge. So, you know, and it is what it is. Like he's very independent in himself. That's something that me and him inherited from my mother is independent thinkers. It's like he's never gonna let anybody make him do something he doesn't want to do. That's why, like I said, I offered him to move out here. He just said he had his own thing going on, and then I already know how like we are, so I'm like, all right, cool. Whenever you're ready, let me know. But every month, every other month, I'll call him. So what's up? When you moving out here? What's going on? How y'all doing? Like, where we at with it? You know, shit like that. So that's how it is. It's cause he growing up still. He 21, and he definitely wasn't living like how I was living, how we were living at 21. You know what I'm saying? Like we were busting shows. And, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just seeing that, but he wasn't in that lifestyle. You feel me? So it's a very different life. So when you come out here, it's gonna be that times 10. And it's like that's what you need to prepare yourself for, because you could come out here with the craft, but if you do not stay focused and headstrong, you are going to get lost in the sauce. LA will eat you alive for every dollar you got. Easy for having fun. Your weekends turn from 2-day weekends to 4-day weekends. Shit crazy.
spending money on highs,
Ridiculous shit.
like highs, just highs. Like,
Right.
damn, that was fun. I need blue. I wanted to chill.
That's right. Blew too much money. What would you say you wasted the most money on out here?
I think you already know. It's marijuana. And then I wouldn't call it a waste food, but the type of way I feel like I waste a lot of money on food if I was a little bit more resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
And
if
then
you cooked more,
huh?
like if you cooked more.
Yeah, a lot of that shit, and then that's about it. I waste a lot of money on that shit, and I wish I didn't, to be honest, because everything else, any camera should I've bought anyways has gone towards the craft and everything else. So that I don't even count that. It was never a waste.
Mm-hmm.
None of those. But yeah, marijuana dispensaries out here fucking drain your pockets.
Like they wax your ass.
Yep, and the tax is about to go up too.
Like
Even more.
Bro, I went to
Even more.
artistry, bro. $20 a tax. I had to like.
$20 in
Bro,
tax.
1949. I
What?
remember 1949 in tax. I had a sales state tax, a store tax, and just some other tax. I don't even know what the fuck that was.
When I was at Coma, I bought some 710 wax, bro. $90. I was like, oh, bet tax shouldn't be that much. I ended up paying $135. There's like $35 in tax.
That's so much.
How is that even? At one point, it's gonna come to the point where you're gonna have $140 in weed, and you're gonna end up paying $140 in tax. I'm calling it right now. It's unless you have enough money to buy it twice, it's not even gonna be worth it.
Where?
Like at least in
The
dispensaries.
tax out here is stupid.
I got some discount shops.
That's why they do a lot of discounts here and shit.
Holding
And
a
they
bar,
run their
getting
shit.
paid
And that's why people
cash.
still sell.
Usually their discounts just take off the tax.
underground.
That's it.
Right, and that's why people still sell, you know what I'm saying, hand to hand.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper. Like, you could buy 10 grams of
traditional
gas
market.
all the way up and still get a cheaper ounce than if you would have went to the store. Like, that's crazy. $2.80 for an ounce is a cheaper ounce on the street than if you go to the store. And that's a high, do you feel me? That's a high eighth on the, I mean, not eighth, but that's a high ounce on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the store, get an ounce, you dropping 3+. If you get gas, you dropping 3+. Easy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's getting out of record. $19 is way too damn much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's tax.
Bro, I ain't had nothing but a grand. I mean,
Ready to wrap it up?
Oh yeah. I mean, did you get the paper and the tape and everything?
I mean, shit. Thought you were supposed to bring it, but shit. But yeah,
Guess that's the cue.
that's the By the Water podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. I fucking hate that camera because that camera would be fugazi as hell. So that's why that's the main camera, and that's what's gonna be the filler footage. So tuning out, YouTube, subscribe, like, all of that shit. West Orlando, best Orlando, LA, we out here. Shop with me. Telling me all your information. You know what I'm saying?
You
Where
can
you see your art?
find my work at
Right.
Toine backwards, literally Toine written backwards, and that's on Instagram. And Twitter is vacant at the moment because I don't want to open up porn in public. So
Right.
yeah.
I feel you. That's why I keep it on bookmarks. But yeah, we're going to right there. But yeah, we're going to right there. But yeah, we're going to right there. But yeah, we're going